Just a reminder to you, if you haven't registered, in order to take part in the decision making, you need to have registered and 50 kari. Somebody put up what it should look like? Yeah, like that. The table temporary registration template is still there. So, haere tiko, it's tiki ko.
Over here.
Oh, it's over here, sorry. Just while we're doing that, so we're leaving it open for a little while longer, just to give everybody the opportunity to register. Hotel Ngāti Hau. Brian. So just for your information today, sitting in, we've got our TPK observers. We also have various others taking part in today, so just if you could just make sure you're in a good comfortable space that you can see. And we're just about ready to kick off.
You hold the pens.
For reference, this isn't the main one, that's the main one.
It'll come into its own.
Yeah, Nikki's writing it up.
Tēnā tātou e te whare. Ko tai tātou, ko tai te wā ki te ata whiriwhiri ngā kōrero, ngā whakaaro mō tā tātou kaupapa. Hoi nā no hui a mai rā tātou, i rungai te rangi mārie, hui a mai rā tātou, i rungai te koa, te whanaumatanga, te tahi ki te tahi. Nō reira, tēnā tātou. So at this time, from the taumata, I'll give it over to Vaughan, who's the chairperson, and he will explain the way that we will be conducted today by introducing our facilitators. Kia ora, hui mai no tātou.
Kia ora whānau, my name's Ward Potter from Whakapara Ngāti Hau. Recently in November we had a hui hapū at Whakapara and somehow I ended up as the chairperson for today. So, I guess it's normal rules, one person speaking for 5 minutes I believe to get this. There's no yelling, no screaming, no fighting, no stretching. We're here to make a decision on one thing and that's the mandate. So from here I'm going to hand you over to Cameron and Pauline. They're going to facilitate this week and move us in and out of the right direction to get it to a point where we can take a vote. So please whānau, kick back, relax and enjoy. Come on.
Tēnā tātou katoa, ko Pehiāweri Marae. No konei aha, ko Pauline hoka tōku ingoa, ko au te tahi o kuia kaumātua o te marae nei. Nō reira e mihi kawana kia koutou katoa, koutou aku rahi o Ngāti Hau. Nō reira tēnā tātou katoa.
Kia ora tātou katoa, Cameron Hapū tōku ingoa, no te awa motu, no te rohe o Tuenui, me Ngāti Hau Hui, he tauiwi hau. Engari, i ngā Pehiāweri Marae, Ngāpuhi tūtaki etahi o koutou, i te mahi o te whiriwhino o Māori me te Waitungi Prawino hoki. Tēnei tōku mihi kia koutou katoa, kia koutou te mana o tēnei rā, he hongore tōku ki te tū, ki te awhi, ki te taha o te whai te tōna ki te rangi. Engari, kia ora tātou.
Kia ora, Cameron.
So we're here today with specific things in mind to get through a number of issues, and more particularly the big issue, which is the evolving mandate, of which we're all, as a hapū of Ngāti Hau, making a decision on today. So you know that there have been we get two bites of the cherry. One is individual and as a hapū, and this is what this hui is about today. Te hui hapū o Ngāti Hau. So Vaughn's right, we do have a lineup of speakers who are nominated forward to do that. We're going to try and give as much time as possible for those from the floor as well. We want to be able to have the person who is standing be able to have their time there. We will be calling you to note at 5 minutes, and we'll move on. We are asking too that we're cognizant of that we think about. If your point has been made, we don't need 10 people to tautoko it. So the point's made, we're going to have all the points put up here. So by the time we come to vote, we should see them. If either of us are aware that you're making a point again, we'll ask you, Matua, Whaia, we thank you for tautoko this point, do you have another? If not, so we can move through. So it's not about hurrying us along, but it is about being efficient with our time. So we've got a few issues, a little bit of housekeeping that always needs to be done before you actually get to the real thing, or to the big thing of the day. So we're going to go through each part. You'll see on the, as we go through, you'll see it flashed up there on the PowerPoint, so you know where we're at. We will try and signal everything before we get to it. So you know what's coming, you know where we're at that particular time, and you'll know when we've finished that, then we'll move on to the next thing. E pai ana tērā. Ai, kia ora tātou.
Probably just one thing for, we're trying to make sure our online viewers can participate at least, or be present for this. So if you go to YouTube, and you can text this out to whānau who are trying to catch up, if you go to YouTube and Google Nikki Wakefield, and that spelling is there, you'll see the stream that she's posted up, and they can join from there.
Hapai. If by any chance you do not and you stand to talk, please signal if you don't want recorded or recorded, so we can take that action, so that we can, you know, we acknowledge everyone has their right to privacy, And so, but just signal, not halfway through and just sort of, you know, we just need clear communication and that will be fine. Yeah? Okay. Here we go.
Alright, Gilbert. So, this is the sequence for the hui that we have today. There are a number of resolutions that we need to step through, a number of things we need to consider before we get to the main Hapū decision, which deals with the evolved mandate proposal. So those three things are these, and you can see them headed up there. The tikanga around indicating support for the proposal or the resolution. The decision at the Hapū Hui that have been held today, that a show of hands was the most appropriate format. In accordance with that, we've just made your hands slightly more visible. So you have your registration cards, and that's effectively what you will use when we come to the stage to vote.
So it's only about holding the card up. Your number is not recorded against a yes or a no. It really is just to identify those hands who've registered and come through the process that was set down, and just so that you can make it easier for us. So we want today to know whether that is still the thought, whether that is fine, that any decision making is by majority vote, show of hands. So this will be your first time that you'll be able to exercise your little paper. So, you know, keep going, you know, so.
Oh, just before we go into that, Nikki, can you confirm how many registrations we have in this day?
And so at each resolution, the whiteboard will be cleared and we'll make points as we go along so you can see what points have come off the board. And then at the end of that, we will make a decision together.
Second resolution relates to the
We're just going to do it one resolution at a time. Do you mind going? Yeah, so go back. Is there any kōrero to, or if you want to, you can talk to this or not, and then we'll make the points, Rowena Ward will write them on the board, and then at the end of that, we will exhaust that kōrero, then we will make the decision. Then? Alright, Hannah voted.
Is there room for ballot votes? Is there an offer, is there a position to allow a ballot vote as well, or instead of?
If this motion was negative, if people didn't want to follow this tikanga, then we would move to other options.
I think it would have been nice if all the options were put up.
Well, there's a number of options, so, you know, we just, this has come out of hui that, because there's been many hui that have been held to determine what the process would be today. And those, out of those came the kōrero of show of hands. So we're just going back to confirm that that is the feeling of the meeting today, to confirm that. If it's not, then we have to then make, you know, we would have to look at another way. And other things that had been entered in were moving people from one side of the hall to the other, or to the room to another, to identify holes of voting. Others are around a secret ballot, which is I think what you're talking about. Did someone turn their phone off? Or at least put it on vibrate? Or this way, which was seen as the optimum for today. But, kei a koutou tērā.
Tōna tātou te rāne reo whakapara, Ngāti Hau. I want to move that motion to approve that.
So we're tautoko for this motion.
Brandon Edwards, second.
So we've got the motion as it is. It's been supported by Brandon and Waitara from Pehiāweri. We have had a query about other options as well.
I'd like to speak to the motion.
Kia ora tātou Huhana Linden no whakapara. I support the motion. Having attended the Hui Hapū to discuss tikanga, I'm really pleased that we have got a show of hands, but that this is available as well as a visual aid to help in the count. So I vote for the resolution.
So the card is a different part of that, so yep. Any other points other than what have already been made and supported? I'll take it as a no. Let's have a look at the points that have been made there. You've heard it for yourself. Are we ready to put that that motion that's on the floor to a decision? All right. So let's, all those in favour of resolution 1, the decision making is by majority vote, show of hands. All those in favour who say yes, please raise your and please hold it there while we count them.
If you ask for the people that vote against it, you might get a shame.
Is that okay? I just want to make sure that it's okay. Yeah, who are our observers and just there to make sure we're doing everything with tika. Okay, those who are voting no to the resolution, please raise your hands. So we can say by that that it is unanimous in favour. Well done, folks. Resolution 2. We've now progressed. It's a bit like one of those games. We're going to the next level. Up to the next level, we're at resolution 2. That eligibility to participate in the Ngāti Hau decision today is defined as you are 18 years or older, and so that's a mandatory. You must be 18, and you descend from kahukuri, or you descend from a Ngāti Hau tūpuna named as Ngāti Hau in the original block title, or you associate with one of the Ngāti Hau Marae, Pehiāweri, Whakapara, Akerama, Maruata, I think there is an issue, and I've heard from coming through in regard to Omanai. I'm only saying that because that's what I've heard. So is there a initially that Omanai wasn't on those names? So is there something that we need to do? I believe we just inside the hui to kōrero e pānaki tērā. So my understanding is you don't have to have all three. You can have one of the three. You've got to be 18, that's not counted, but you can be a descendant of Kaukuri, or you descend from a tūpuna of Ngāti Hau in the original block titles, or you associate with one of the Ngāti Hau Marae, and Te Tuatahi was those ones that are named, and Omanai wasn't on those names. So,
Number 4. Number 4, like a husband that you've married is associated. Is that you?
Because as it reads there, it would say associate. We have a number of associates who we see as part of that. Is that who we're calling or who come under that? We might have to change the kupu so that we can be more precise with that. A member of the marae? No.
Miss Thomas will be a member.
Yes. So, whakapapa to one of the marae. Yeah, so Cameron will amend it.
And or, can we have the 18, from the 18 go and or, so it's inclusive of kaukuri, uri of the tupuna.
Yes. So, and or, so it doesn't, you can have all three, and the number of you in this room will hit all of those tick boxes, all of those criteria, and some will only have one. One or three, you only need one.
Hello, Pauline.
Oh, sorry, Teresa, sorry.
I just, that's inclusive of whāngai, and I mean whāngai, not adopted. Because I was at that hui when we discussed whāngai, and I'm pretty certain we agreed whāngai was inclusive. Because he had kept the whāngai ki te adopted, eh?
Kōrero mai?
Just talking about the wānanga marae, when we went to the hui at Waipatapata, the people who called today, come today, went at that hui. And at the hui at Waipatapata, and just giving an example, the Ngāti Hau members that were in our group that went up, they voted. So the Ngāti Hau from Hakapara, they voted in that, they voted in that election up there at Waipatapata as Ngāti Hau. So I'm not too sure what they will do with the wānanga
Is there rationale why they shouldn't, why those who whakapapa or come from Omanaya shouldn't vote in, or shouldn't take part in the decision making of today? That might be more the point.
We're all Manaya. All these people right here, we're the one that you guys are all So basically what happened was we weren't able to attend. There's been approximately 30 hui from October to December. We're just here as a representation of the collective of our whenua. We're not here to make any decision about anyone else's land. But the hui that should have been made available to us, we were squashed from that hui. Okay? So basically what's happened is some from Kōrero, some from Omanaya, accept settlement. They've had a lot of grievances. They've been waiting a long time to get this stuff addressed. And that's their point. We're perfectly okay with our whānau that want to go on that side of the fence. But not all of us accept settlement. Not all of us agree with the process. Not all of us agree with the system, with the way that they're doing it. And the places where we're supposed to have a space to present our voice, to present our grievance, we get kicked out of the hui. We can't go there, we can't go there. As a matter of fact, the Office of Treaty Settlements website has put on their website that our hui was meant to be scheduled on the 7th of December. They've rescheduled it, so there's no more hui. The Office of Treaty Settlements, I've got the paperwork here, I've brought all the paperwork from it, because if I haven't got it in writing, I'm talking shit. Okay? So I've got the paper trail. Office of Treaty Settlements sent us here. Because there's no other space for us to have a say in what happens to our whenua. That's all why we're here, whānau.
Kōrero atu.
Kia ora mai no tātou katoa. Nā tēnā koutou e ngā tuakana. Me mai ngā kōrero ngā mātua Uncle Benma. Kau e tātou e ware ki ngā tuakana kei Omanaya rātou. E noho ana. I was just saying that I remember Uncle Ben and them talking about our tuakana that stayed up in Omanaya. We need to talk on that taumata. When you told us, don't forget about our tuakana up in Omanaya. terms of the whakapapa, rere ke anō te whakapapa. We had a wānanga with kōrero. He come down to one of our Ngāti Hau wānanga and he was giving us the whakapapa. Because our whanangas up in Omanai don't come down from Kahupi. And if you were to take on board what they said in the tribunal here, they tell us that the hau of Ngāti Hau comes from Rahiri's mother, Te Hau Angia. If that's the case, we're all Ngāti Hau. But in our case, the kōrero comes that where we come down from Kahupuri and from his father Hau Takoera. Another name sometimes heard, Hau Kaiwera. But it's from that tupuna that our Ngāti Hau comes about. I put down a whakapapa at our whakatau today, which I heard the waia to begin that whakapapa, and I think it went down to Kahupuri. So from that I brought it right down to Te Ruhi, to Mokonui Arangi, to Ruku, which, and this is not my kōrero, this is the kōrero that our tupuna put down in the Māori land court, and it's recorded in the minutes. It was also the kōrero, the whakapapa that we brought up in our tribunal claims. Kore koutou ngā tuakana. But for the whakapapa saru, te rere ke. So I'm just putting the information up. People can base their decision on that should they choose to. Kia ora tātou.
Tau tera mai ngā iwi, tātou e. Tau tera mai ngā iwi, tātou e. Whai a te maramatanga, me te aroha e mai, kia kutau tahi, kia tahi a, tātou e. Ia we! Tātou e. Nā te kora.
I'd like to talk about point 2, please. I'd like point 2 taken out completely and just go on to point 3. And if we decide to keep it in, I want Patuane's name put there, please. If you descend from Kahupuri, Patuane, or number 3.
So there is some, there's a big, number 3 is a big catch-all.
That's right. It's a big catch-all.
So it renders number 2
That's right.
redundant. And if, well, not redundant, but just it doesn't, it's sort of saying that, so we could add in a whole lot of other tupuna. What are the feelings around taking out number 2 and going with 3 and 4? So 1, 3 and 4. If it's not, then me too ki te pamana.
Kia tātou rūhana anō, Pehiāweri Marae kia waiho a kahukuri ki kona, aroha mai ko kahukuri te tūpuna. Nō reira me waiho ake a kahukuri ki kona I te mea, me kōrero Pākehā. I would like to propose to the hui that we keep kahukuri there as our tūpuna, because we have provision within number 3 for other tūpuna of Ngāti Hau. But I would not want to be remiss and remove kahukuri as our tūpuna rongonui. That's my whakaaro.
Kia ora.
I take toko what you want to say. That's the reason why I said I'd like to see Patuane in there. Because I come from Hapū. So I don't have a problem with number 2 staying there, so long as Patuane's name is up there. Kia ora.
Aloha mai. Yeah, he never. That's not an issue. All of Patuane's descendants are Ngāti Hau anyway.
All right.
All of Patuane's descendants are Ngāti Hau. Patuane's Ngāti Hau. the descendants of Ngāti Hau should have been up at that hui and waipata pata. I know the notice wasn't very good, which includes me. I wasn't there. I must either moan to somebody or just accept it when it went down. But there's no need for Patuone to go up there. All the descendants of Patuone are all Ngāti Hau anyway. This is the Ngāti Hau Hui. We're all covered by Kahupuri. All the descendants of Patuone are covered by Kahupuri. Kia ora tātou.
We'll come back to you, Nefare, without labouring it too much. We've heard both sides of that kōrero, and it is about making sure, see, at the heart of this, it's about who's included. So, even with, as you say, with Patuone not specifically mentioned, tōna uri come in and are included under Ngāpuhi, katoa. And then those that aren't, and there are some who don't whakapapa to Ngāpuhi, there is some descent who don't. Then we've got who come from a Ngāti Hau tūpuna named as Ngāti Hau in the original block. So again, going out to widen it for inclusion. And then if you can whakapapa to one of the Ngāti Hau Marae on that list, then that's another catchment where you can be caught in there. Lorraine.
Kia ora, Lorraine Tuki Whakapara. I think we need to be really, really careful that we don't get caught up in what the Crown wants us to do. So these people from Omanaya missed an opportunity or got left out, but this is about us being Ngāti Hau. So I think we should get on with it. Let them be a part of this hui.
Okay, so are we in a position to go for that to do the resolution as it's there, rewritten, for the inclusion of our Pūkana no Omanaya? Okay, so let's have a go with our cardies anō.
Just again, Pauline. Those ones again.
Oh, are we extending now? Are we extending the marae to include Omanaya, or are we just using 3 as the catch-all for this one more thing? I don't mean to prolong it.
Just use 3.
Okay, just use 3. Okay, no. All right. So we're going to the resolution as it is up here. Here are the points that have been made and that you've heard. All those in favour, please raise your hands. Okay, so let's go for all those who are against the resolution as it is there. Please raise your cards. E toru e whā. Card, you need your card, so you've got it, we need to see your card.
And I just talked about put thumbs down there.
No, you can't do that. You can't.
No, can't, wait on. Let's just get clear, put your hands down. From the outset, we've already decided on the process, which is going to be the register, you get the card, you lift your card as your vote. The card will be counted, okay? As your hand. All right, so can I please have all those against the motion, cards up? Email. Oh, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on this side. Thank you. 6. So that motion has been passed, that resolution is passed, and we're moving to resolution number 3.
Do we want to call for any abstainers just in case?
Abstainers on a 6-2, how many people are in here?
That's right.
I think we got it. Just so for process, any abstaining from the vote today for this resolution? No abstentions noted.
We had one here.
1 abstention. Okay, come on. Let's go to resolution number 3. Now this has come out of the fact that there are 2 lots of plenty going on. One is an individual, which you should have either done through online or your postal vote, and you've still got till tomorrow to register a special vote if you haven't done that. And today's Hapū decision. Now that resolution says that Ngāti Hau does not agree to include the individual votes. So if you put no or yes on your individual vote and it's gone into the to where you see the elections NZ, that could be counted as part of this vote. In the preliminary meetings coming up to this meeting, it was decided that Ngāti Hau, or this is the resolution, that Ngāti Hau does not agree to include the individual votes as part of the Hapū decision. That means that the decision for the Hapū will be made by us here. So if you don't agree with it, what that will mean is that we will count all those, we'll have to wait until all that count is done, and those will get added before we know what our Hapū decision is. So if we're going with this, we make the decision here today, in this phase, with all of you. If this resolution is not passed or is not agreed to, then we won't be able to confirm a decision until the final tally of individual votes. So that's the resolution. Kōrero mai, me he whakaro wau. Or are we ready to?
Voting without people being present is how we got cut out of our Hapū Hui. That's how we got chopped out of it. That's why we got no say, we got land, but we got no say, we pay tax, but we got no mana, we got nothing. We just got excluded because the people that was in the house decided to carry on without the ones that were in the house.
Thank you. So what you're saying is that the invisible ones, actually, if they're not here, then
their vote still counts. Yeah. The voice is still just as important as us here. They're not here and they're not getting their representation, so we have to wait for the vote to come in to see where they stand on the matter.
But that's exactly what we're asking here. Do we want to do that or not? This resolution says that Ngāti Hau does not agree to include those votes. That's the one we've got up in front of us. Yeah.
I don't want to interrupt the flow, but just about 5 minutes ago we had another whānanga into the room after registrations had closed. So I'm looking for support from the whare to register our whānanga who has arrived.
Any problem with us registering the whānanga that's arrived? No.
After one of the votes.
Yeah. After one of the votes, well they can't retrospectively, but they can going forward.
Going forward.
Going forward.
Do we want to clarify that with a
If we didn't do that, we would be open for going over the hui and over the hui and over the hui when the hui's finished. And we, so we acknowledge the tainga mai o te whanaunga here, kia rehita, so that they can register and take part in the things going forward. Hapū?
Just to make sure we kosher for our hui and numbers and so on, could we just get a quick aye? Aroha mai. Just a majority to accept one last registration up into the room 5 minutes ago.
Is anybody opposed to that?
It's just unanimous. I tautoko that, but supporting it, what if we get another one that turns up in another 10 minutes and another 10 minutes? If they're all part of that, if they all comply with that eligibility, by accepting one, you must accept the others if they come. But there must be.
I think there's a need to have a cut off, and we're cutting off. I would suggest that we cut off now and that anyone who comes now has really come extremely late for the meeting, and I just have to rely on the whanaungatanga to carry this. Am I right or wrong, or else we're going to be here all day? We're accepted that the registration will go ahead. We've got that, that'll happen. We're going to close registrations again, they're closed, and we won't be opening them up for anybody else.
I move that we close the registrations.
Yeah. All those in favour say aye. Great. All those against? One. We're not on a mandate yet. We're not in the mandate.
Order, please. Order.
So we come back to our resolution 3 that Ngāti Hau does not agree to include individual votes as part of the Hapū decision. We're going to make a decision now.
I wanted to talk to that.
Kia ora.
And I wanted to get up and tautoko the brother.
That's okay, unless you're making a different.
Yes, I am. I am. And I'm getting up to tautoko with, there's been previous discussions that have been had. And the point that was made at previous meetings was to allow our whanaunga who have that eligibility criteria the opportunity to participate. That was it. There was at one time we were talking about the ability of voting by Skype, whether that was fully endorsed at the end of the day, but then Roku Tūhono came up with a position that it was not permitted. And so it changed. We therefore weren't allowed to allow the Skype votes to go ahead, but it was on the basis of the position to allow our descendants, wherever they lived in the world, the opportunity to participate. Kia ora tātou.
Still on this resolution.
Kia ora no tātou katoa, he whakaaro tāku e pāna ki tēnei whakataunga. For myself, I support the resolution following our Hui Hapū process where we considered this issue a lot. And the reason why I support excluding individual votes from this process is look at Ngāti Hau. This whare is full. This whare is present and our whānau have come from near and far. Every Ngāti Hau iri gets an individual vote. So you get to make your choice, yes or no, as individuals. But you or Ngāti Hau are here. And I acknowledge you. And if you want to be a part of the Hapū decision-making process, you come to the Hui. For me, when the individual vote, this is only a new option whānau. This only just came about last week. So let's not think that this was at the beginning of the process. So this option was only just given to us for the Hui Hapū decision-making process. But many of our Hapū have already had their Hui and did not have this option. So they went in and they had their Hui and they made their decision. Engari huri kōrero, next minute it's in. But also, as myself, I share with you, I did not include my Hapū on my vote. I protect my Hapū and my whakapapa in my individual vote. Because I don't want them to know my Hapū. But had I have known that this option was available now, I could have actually ticked those boxes. Because that was not an option when I voted. So I'm concerned, you know, because I was in Rarotonga 2 days ago. So I came back for our Hui. But I would have participated via the YouTube. And I would seek to plug in. But I would trust in you as my whānau to make the decision for me. I ka hore rāne. Because you are here and you're going to debate the issues and you're going to work through it. And as an idiot, if I wasn't here and I never got back, I would trust you guys to make that for me because I'll own my I or my ka hore in the individual vote. So I move resolution that we actually endorse this. Te tini o Ngāti Hau ki konei. I mihi to you, look at how big our Hui is. Massive, massive turnout. And all of our whānau can plug in right now. Ahakoa, no tawhiti, no tarawahi, plug in. Engari kei a
to know that Hapū that's visiting us from Manaia, are they happy with that decision? And they understand that you can include your vote today on behalf of the Hapū?
What Manaia thinks today, wānanga, is irrelevant, because we're here to talk with you, what you think.
Kia ora, bro.
It's important for you too. If you want to vote, you understand you can vote today.
We've done that one, we passed that resolution 2. We're up to number 3. Are there any more talk from the floor? Kōrero from the floor. Lorraine.
I'm just a little bit concerned about those who have already cast their vote, that they haven't had a chance to consider what we're putting up here today. I acknowledge, Huhana, you're saying our whare is full. Yes and no. Yes and no. On a good day it's full, on a bad day we don't have to be bothered with turn up. But those who have already voted, those who have already voted are not aware of this vote going up now, so it puts them in an awkward position. Be mindful of them.
I'm just relaying some kōrero back from some of my whānau who are in Australia, and they're really interested and want to participate in the Hapū decisions. And the kōrero that I got back from them is, if you exclude us from the ability to participate in this Hapū decision by not including our individual votes, when you need us to support you when it comes in the future, are you going to come to us and then ask us to give you our names so that you can add our names to boost up the numbers of the Hapū? So I just think we need to think carefully about this. If we're excluding the individual votes now for those whānau that live overseas who are supporting our work, when we come into the future and we want to use their names to boost our numbers, are we going to go back to them and say, we want you now? Kia ora.
I'll just go off. I'll go off for
Kia ora tātou, Brandon Edwards, whakapara. I just stand to tautoko Huhana's kōrero.
Are you making a new point?
I am making a new point.
Okay, make the new point.
The new point is we already have an individual process, the private ballot for the individual vote. This is a different process. By combining the individual vote with the Hapū process, it's making it the same process. The Hapū process is a different process. Kanohi ki te kanohi, I roto I te whare. Kia ora tātou.
Teresa,
no ori te ki wana kōrero.
Hapai. Te para.
I just want to go back over the Hapū. I puta mai tātou mai te kōhako tahi. Kātahi ko Hapū. We are a Hapū. We come from whakapapa, whether we are here or not. So the Hapū vote belongs to all that belong to that Hapū. One other point is, whenua ki te whenua, I rongo ai ngā kōrero. You have to be standing on your whenua to make that Hapū decision. Kanohi ki te kanohi, face to face, ka pai, tautoko. That whenua, and I'm just going to talk about part whānau, whenua that they were born with is in our whenua here. Tō rātou mana te hoki mai, kei roto tō rātou whenua. The whenua is already here. When they were born, it was planted in our whenua here. So for me, when we went to our Hapū Hui, we talked about inclusivity. And manaki ki te tangata. We talked about including our whānau, so I tautoko that, but I also will tautoko what the outcome is today.
Is there any other before I return to Huhana? No one, yes, what? Yes, you can, but as long as it's a new point and we're not labouring over old ones. One's already made.
I got 20 jobs today, and I do want to just quickly share. When the Waitangi Tribunal set the threshold for Hapū support, Hapū rangatiratanga was defined as a defining thing about Ngāpuhi, and they protected us in their inquiry into the Ngāpuhi mandate, and they set very clear expectations on how to ensure Hapū support for a mandate, for a negotiations mandate. And in that they set a threshold of 65% of Hapū, of Ngāpuhi, would be an adequate threshold to determine the level of Hapū support for a mandate to proceed. They also were very clear in that a Hapū decision is not an individual vote process, because that was what Hapū used in the past. So I just want to point that out. And the second thing is there was an administration error when the postal ballots went out. So Ngāti Hau has nearly 2,000 members registered on the wānanga database, and many of them, probably not all of them, but many of them received postal ballots for this process, for their individual vote. And on that piece of paper, it provided a tick box for whānau to identify with their Hapū. It did not include a tick box for Ngāti Hau. It didn't. It included a tick box for Ngāti Hau Ki Umanaya, and it included a tick box for Ngāti Hau Ki Whakapara. And so that's an administrative error, which means that all those who received the postal ballot, perhaps because their Hapū wasn't there for whatever reason, but also because they didn't know that their response was going to contribute to the Hapū decision. Those are two core reasons I think that as a Hapū we need to protect all of Ngāti Hau by not including the individual vote option. I must also note we have received an official apology from Te Rauki Tūhono about that. Nonetheless, they have declared they will not recall the postal votes. We received that response 2 days ago.
So are we near to make a decision on this?
Yeah.
Alright, so I'm going to call a decision to look here that Ngāti Hau does not agree to include individual votes as part of the Hapū decision. All those against, because that's been the way, against that. It's just let's go. All those against, please raise your hands.
So we're just going to count section by section.
You need to hold your card, Whānau.
Against. If you're against this, it would mean that they are agreeing that Ngāti Hau does agree to individual votes. Okay, so now let's put in all those in favour of the resolution as is there on the board. Hands up. We're just going to count it section by section. Okay, it's taken as a majority, and that was 5 towards our observers. Okay, could I have those who may have abstained from that vote? Raise your card. Abstentions? Ko tahi.
Always
Aye. Alright, let's move to resolution number 4. We're going well, Whānau.